All right, so let's talk about the astrology highlights for the week of June 21st through June 27th. My goodness, June has been such an epic month in an epic year. When I look at my list of all of the astrological highlights, June has such a ginormous list. And this coming week is the peak of it all with our solstice and our new moon eclipse in Cancer, and of course, Mercury retrograde. So on Tuesday, June 23rd, Neptune stops and also goes retrograde, joining in the rest of the planets that are in retrograde, Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto, and Venus is still in retrograde. We have Mercury. Oh my goodness, all of these retrogrades. Let me just recap that for you. Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and now Neptune. Oh my goodness. The only ones that we're missing going retrograde are Mars and Uranus. So this is a time of, when planets go retrograde, we're being asked to reconsider the themes of that planet. So Neptune, it's a universal, it's a collective planet. We're not going to feel it as deeply as we feel like Mercury and Venus going retrograde, right? This is a collective planet. It spends like over 40% of its cycle in retrograde from our little perspective here on Earth. And so Neptune will be going retrograde all the way through the end of November. And so the concepts of Neptune are more mystical, more imaginative. Neptune is the god of the deep ocean, and it's really, to me, this connection to the infinite, this connection to this dreamy, imaginative state. So during this retrograde, I doubt you're going to really feel anything. You might just have a little bit more of a creative spark, but just know we have one more energy way out there, a little blue dot in the sky, not very different than our blue marble that we are on, but it will be appearing to go backwards starting on Tuesday, June 23rd. And then just a couple of days after that, on Thursday, the 25th, Venus will start going forward again. Venus going retrograde is a little bit different because, as I mentioned before, Venus is the one planet that goes retrograde only about 7% of its orbit. So it is not retrograde very often, and it only stays retrograde for about 6 weeks. Every few years or so. It's the rarest planet to go retrograde. And you already know that Venus represents our magnetism and our attraction to both people and resources, right? So my task to the people that I work with and my clients during this Venus retrograde was to really look at their brands, right? To their brand values, right? Because Venus is about values, what we value, as well as how we add value. And so by looking at our brand value during this retrograde, we're really able to refine and refocus some of our brand values, especially in light of everything that's going on during our revolution, where we're bringing more social justice and equity to the fore. So I'm curious with you, what have you found to be valuable during these past 6 weeks while Venus was going retrograde? I'm curious to know if you've had any realizations about the people you are meant to attract and complement in your life, as well as what you currently value and how you are adding value. And then on Sunday, June 27th, Mars steps his toes into his home base of Aries. And normally Mars spends about, a couple of months in each sign, kind of zipping through. But this, of course, is an unprecedented year. And instead of just spending a couple of months in Aries, in his home base of Aries, Mars is the motivator. It's it's your ability to have physical energy and desire and drive, right? And in its home base of Aries, it is the warrior here. It's very comfortable in Aries, but because this power is going to be so intense, we're really going to need to kind of check it, keep it in balance to make sure that it doesn't go too far. It's going to be here for 6 months because it's entering Aries, and then right as it's leaving Aries, it's gonna go retrograde. Yes, we have a Mars retrograde 2 coming up towards the end of the year. Mars will be going retrograde in September all the way through November, and then so it's gonna make its way back. It's right now it's entering Aries on June 27th, and it's going to go forward in Aries, and then when it goes retrograde, it's going to go all the way back to the beginning of Aries, and then it's going to go all the way forward. So holy smokes, we are going to have Mars in Aries for a long time. So really use this I feel like this energy has a lot of drive. It can really be used to move the needle forward and, take care of all of those tasks. But we're also going to have to keep in check and make sure that our drives don't become so hard-headed or hot, or anger is possible during this time with Mars and Aries. So there's a lot of pros and cons with this energy. Well, that's all I have for today. I think this turned out to be kind of a long podcast, and lesson learned. I'm trying to record this out of Mercury retrograde, but that's just because I'm trying to get this information to you out on time. And with my Mercury in Pisces already, speaking in a linear, cohesive manner is not exactly my strong suit. And then trying to do it during a Mercury retrograde. So if you've made it this far, I truly thank you for sticking with me all this way. Again, my program, The Savvy Luminary, actually, that's not my program, that's my free Facebook group, is always open for you. Come join us there. And I would love to extend a special invitation to the spiritual entrepreneurs who want to do the extra work to really grow their brand visibility. We are going to be working on all kinds of healing based on our moon sign for the month of July. So this would be a perfect time to come on in to my flagship program, Luminary Rising. You can head over to thesavvyluminary.com/rising to learn more information. And lastly, of course, please help a woman out. If you found this podcast useful and informative, please share it along with your friends. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you have questions, you know how to reach me on Facebook, on Instagram. I am there. Talk to you soon. Till next week, have a wonderful new moon eclipse and Mercury retrograde and solstice. All right. Till later. Bye. Mahalo for listening to this brand new podcast. If you enjoyed learning about astrology for entrepreneurs, help me spread the word by sharing this podcast with your business besties, and hop over to The Savvy Luminary for links to episode notes and our free Facebook community where you can send me questions about astrology or branding, as well as connect with other like-minded businesses.